You'll go ahead and state your name.
Hi, I'm Mark Taylor, 12912 Sycamore Circle, Knoxville. I'd like to start off by asking a question, not only to the board and superintendent, but to all of us who make up Knox County schools. Are we putting students first? The only acceptable answer is yes, always, without fail. This time to teachers with one change. Are you allowed to put students first? If not, then why? We all know the answer. As teachers, we're no longer allowed to do what we know is best for our students. Not if we want to avoid a conference of concern, keep our incomes, and to practice the gift that we were given, teaching. We're now in a position where we either put ourselves first above our students or we suffer the consequences. Teachers are told by administrators, when you're being evaluated, you're no longer teaching to your students, you're teaching to the evaluation. Your priority is the checklist, not the students. The incomprehensible reality, your score is more important than your students' learning. For a teacher to be forced to choose between themselves and their students is unacceptable. This time, principals, are you allowed to put students first? We all know the answer. Here are only a few of the endless examples that show us. Eliminating foreign language, band, music, orchestra, and even art classes because it takes away time from TCAP preparation. Offering honors courses to provide challenge and rigor to top students is great. Enrolling the majority of a school's students in those classes so we can say, look how many honors students we have is not. That makes honors just another regular class and once again leaves our honors students bored and unchallenged. What's next? Honors classes? Offering capable 8th grade high school physical science to challenge, motivate, and push them to their academic potential, and then telling them, in addition to your physical science curriculum, including the EOC, you must also take the 8th grade science TCAP, even though it's not your curriculum, and even though you have already been placed in your high school classes. Why? Because if you don't, our school and county TCAP scores fall. Oh, and also if you don't, we have no way to place a number on your teacher. So even though that's not the curriculum your teacher was assigned to teach you, we're going to use that to judge him or her. Principals are being forced to implement and follow policies that they know are not best for students. This shows just how trapped principals are. This time, board members, are you putting students first? If not, then why? This time I've left out the word allowed. Nothing should keep you from putting kids first. You're not under threat of losing your job from the top. Knox County students are the only ones that you need answer to. Board members, do you know what's best for students? How? Have you done your own research? Have you asked reliable sources? Or have you allowed yourself to be swayed by the clever self-serving manipulation of data coming from the top down? Do you truly believe that test scores always equate with higher learning and are the be-all and end-all of education? Do you even realize that we are producing a generation of test takers with no comprehension, reasoning, or problem-solving skills? Have you forgotten that a child is more than a number? Have you allowed yourself to be blinded by the glitter of federal money and national recognition? Are you unknowingly caught up in someone else's recognition game? Your actions suggest you're pleased with the direction and supervision of KCS. The reality is, whether you will admit it or not, we're going further and further down the wrong path, and it's our students who are suffering for it. The direction of Knox County goes starts at the very top. Those of us who work for KCS see our students no longer being put first. We look at the KCS webpage and we see our superintendent's picture taking up more space than our students' pictures. We find ourselves watching our superintendent testify to Congress that the vast majority of teachers support team and that it's flexible and fair. And we know it's not true. We feel helpless to make the truth known. We see our superintendent visiting classrooms with as many as 12 men and women in tow, followed by publicity shots in the media. Visiting classrooms is a good thing, but what can really be learned by that type of circus atmosphere? Is that for students? We see our students used solely as data to gain federal money or for our superintendent's personal national recognition. Why are we willing to let what we know is so wrong continue? These are our schools, students, and children. We owe it to them to put them first. We share the responsibility for making a change. It's not acceptable to say nothing's going to change and use that as our excuse to not take action. Our kids are worth more than that. They're worth more than we are giving them. They must be put first, whatever it takes. I will close with this. I will not do it. I will not allow you to force me to put anything ahead what is best for my students. I have no doubt that I'm on my way to a conference of concern and losing my job. I will be devastated, but it would hurt me even more to be a teacher and not put my students first. But when I'm no longer allowed to teach in Knox County, I'll be proud and content with the knowledge that I put my students and their education first, always, without fail. Every teacher, every principal, every board member should be able and allowed to say the same thing. Thank you.